Australian flag for our Australian national anthem. Let's go, Bandits, let's go.
Welcome along to the Lauren Jackson Sports Centre in Albury for what is set to be one of the biggest games of the NBL 1 season so far. Huge anticipation about this one. Jade Kolf, Steve Murphy in commentary for the SSNA club in Albury. It is the Southern Vale home Bandits playing host. They come in with a 3-1 record, their first loss to the Centre of Excellence last week on this very court. Taking on the Ballarat Miners, who come in 4-0. They're currently second on the ladder, one of only a couple of unbeaten sides. The Bandits have slipped back to third. Two sides with playoff aspirations, two sides we think will be there, and a massive test for the home team tonight. Jade Kolf, welcome along to you.
Yeah, great to be here, Murph. What a pleasure to be at the Lauren Jackson Sports Centre on a Saturday night, and the stadium is alight tonight with the Ballarat Miners in town, Murph, and we are definitely excited about this one. As you said, Ballarat Miners coming in 4-0. They run a tremendous program. Have been super successful over their journey in the old competition. This season in NBL 1, they have set it on a light again. We know the Bandits last week, look, they're loaded with talent as well, but they took a bit of a setback last week with a really flat second half against the Centre of Excellence. Look, tough to bounce back this week. They are at home. The crowd has been building, and we're expecting a real good one here, Murph, and it's going to tell us a lot about this Bandits team, really what they're made of, and really how far they can go, because they are up against a really top-level outfit tonight in the Ballarat Miners.
Well, let's have a look at some of the players to look out for tonight. Let's start with the visitors, Kolf, man. They are a seriously good, formidable unit. We'll start with Sam Short. He plays with Melbourne United in the NBL. It's his fourth season at the Miners. Last year, 11 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists and 2 steals was his average. He's this year so far 16 points, 4 rebounds and 4 assists. He's going outstandingly well. He's a serious player to look out for tonight in the number 5. How about this man in the 21, Josh Fox, played for Fiji for the 2021 Asian Cup qualifiers. In 2018, he put up 14 points, 11 rebounds for the Ballarat. 11 points he's averaging in 2018. Marquez Coleman, another man to look out for, an American import from Los Angeles. Nevada graduate, played pro ball in Germany and Portugal. A combo guard, versatility to the group is what that man adds as well. So Marquez, he's in the number 1 jersey at the moment, just underneath the rim. Keep out for him. And Jerry Evans Jr. is another player with NBL experience, or he's on a roster at the moment. American as well, from Los Angeles, Nevada, played pro ball in New Zealand, Greece, Poland, and of course Australia. From Cairns Taipan, short-term injury list replacement, and he was actually, I apologise, was a Melbourne United training partner as well. 20 points averaging this season, 8 rebounds, and a free throw percentage of 86. And then add to that as well, we have Deng Akuth in the number 22. Now, this man from South Sudan come over to Australia in 2013. First time he picked up a basketball. 2 years later, was on the Sydney Kings development roster. That is how that man. He is regarded as one of the best talents in Australia. Look out for him to light up the arena tonight. And of course, For the Bandits, if you are watching via Ballarat Friends tonight, Kenja Bosley, he was outstanding with 40 points last week. He's putting up 31 for the year. Look out for him. He's played pro ball in Palestine last year before coming to the Bandits, and is a really good shooter from three-point range. Torrin Jones, he'll be the big man in the number 0. Trialled with Phoenix and Houston in the NBA prior to finding his way on the roster with the Southern Vale home. Bandits averaging 20 points, but impressively 15 rebounds this year. And then Manny Malou is a new player. Kenyan Board played for Melton in the Big V comp last year, but he is a player that the Bandits will need to step up tonight if they're seriously to contend with the Ballarat Miners, who have lit up the NBL 1 so far in 2019.
Yeah, we do know what the Bandits bring to the table with Deborah George, Torrin Jones, and Kenja Bosley. We'd probably call them their big three. They rely on those guys at both ends of the floor. But I tell you what, this will tell us a lot about how the Bandits are, how far they're going to go in this season. Because as you mentioned there, Murph, this Ballarat Miners team, they are stacked full of talent and athleticism. Being down there on the floor with them earlier on there, as you mentioned before, big Danga Kuth, he is legitimate 6'11", 7 foot, Murph. I was down there before, and talk about long, lean, and athletic. Exciting to have him in the arena tonight, and what a story. How he ended himself as a development player at the Sydney Kings. He's going to take centre against big Torrin Jones of the Bandits. And this matchup tonight, littered full of athleticism and stars. And really looking forward to this one, Murph. This one should be an absolute beauty.
Players making their way out on the court. Stay with us. NBL 1 action. Steve Murphy alongside Jade Colf and Company. It's for the SSNA Club in Albury, our premier broadcast partners. We thank the SSNA Club. If you're visiting Albury, they're the only place to go and visit for live sporting action. Got some great meal opportunities as well, an Asian restaurant at Zuzi, and also a fine bistro as we tip things off tonight. And it goes the way of Akuth, and now across for for Short as well. So the Ballarat boys start with the ball. This is Kiwani passing back to Short. So the Miners start with the first offensive thrust. And what a start, Akuth. Little alley-oop to get things rolling tonight.
Beautiful little move there, and there's Akuth, the 7-footer.
That's an early indication of what this team can bring to the table. This is George of the Bandits out to Riak inside for Jones. George goes to the paint, has the ball underneath, and a turnover. Coming up, Kiwani with the ball. For Ballarat, drives hard to the bucket off the glass. Coming down, Riak with a rebound. Good defensive work, enough done by Torrin Jones there. Kenja Bosley drives to the bucket.
They've caught a cheap foul there. It's Torrin Jones, and the big man can't be happy with that. He's got his work cut out underneath the hoop already with bigger Akuth. Any early fouls from Jones and extended time spent on the bench, Coach Chalmers does not want that at all, Murph.
I reckon that's what he does every week. He fouls in the first minute of the game, Torrin Jones, and then gets good from there. So Short with the ball inside. Akuth again, almost an alley-oop attempt. Akuth puts it off the glass, draws the contact, and already that man going to cause some headaches tonight for the Bandits.
There is the big man, the big 7-footer. Plenty of length down there. 4 points already. And danger signs already down there. This guy, a real handful to say the least in this NBL 1 competition, Murph.
Danga Kuth extends the lead to 5. He's got all 5 of the points at the moment. And the Ballarat boys start in offensive mode. George brings it up court for the Bandits. 8:48 for the SSNA Club remaining in the opening term. Across to Bosley. This man putting up some big numbers this year. Drives out wide. Deborah George deep for 3. George doesn't get it to go. And coming down with a rebound here, Jerry Evans Jr. flicks it across to Short. Fox. Evans Jr. Well done, Riak in the way. Scott comes up with it and gives across to Bosley. Bandits get a stop. For the first time tonight, Bosley puts up 3. Kenja lands it.
That's why he leads the league in scoring, Murph. Kenja Bosley. What a showstopper he is.
Fox around to Evans Jr. Short. The Melbourne United player drives out to the right wing. Kiwani wide open for 3. Had a bow peep and pops out. George with a rebound. Down, tried to go to Torrin Jones. Found him. Bit of contact on Akuth. Jones hard in the bucket. Rebounds it back and tips it in.
Tough move from big Torrin Jones. He needs to get down and dirty tonight in there. The junkyard dog, he loves it down there. Going to need a big game from him. Needs to chip in offensively as well.
Needs to show his physicality a bit, Torrin Jones, doesn't he, tonight? Akuth drives to the paint, out wide. Kiwani faked it, drove back inside. In fact, it's Evans Jr. stripped by Scott. And foul called.
I think we've got Riak for the hand check there, Murph. 2 shots.
Fast-paced game to start with, Cole. 5-0 run for Ballarat. Same likewise for the Bandits right now.
Very fast-paced. Jerry Evans Jr., I like the look of him, Murph. The lefty.
Evans Jr. makes the first one count.
Lovely shooting touch.
He's opening bucket of the night. And for the SSNA club, it's a 1-point lead to Ballarat. Deborah George to bring it up court for the Bandits. There's a nice feel about it, this one. George to the left and then right. Pass to Riak. Takes on Evans Jr. Looks into Jones, puts up the jumper. Doesn't get it to go. Rebound to Evans Jr., who started the game nicely.
Nice handles there from Evans Jr.
Kiwani's had his hand on a bit too. Fox, short. Against Scott, Short just puts up a little jumper. Thank you very much. Couple of points. Ballarat by 3.
Yeah, nice move there from Short. He created a little bit of space there with a little bit of a... Put the forearm out, just enough space to get that little teardrop shot up and in. I'm looking forward to that matchup, Murph, with Kenja Bosley, the point guard position.
Riak open for 3 and comes off the rim. Comes down to Short. It was a nice play, but by Bosley to open up Riak. Now Fox feeds to Evans Jr. Drives around to the left of Scott and gets it off the rim to go. Ballarat now back on a 5-0 run. It's 10-5. 6.5 just under remaining. Torrin Jones took his eye off the ball. Akuth drives down, puts it up, and Riak comes back with it. So a let off for the Bandits there. Drives around, Riak drives around Evans Jr. and charge called on Riak.
No, he's called a block there, Murph.
Block.
Called a block, yeah. 50-50 call there. Kwani thought he was in great position. It was one of those ones that could have gone either way, and Riak gets away with that one there. Jones was wide open, but Riak probably took an extra dribble instead of dishing it off. Kwani called with the ball, Bandits ball.
Bosley sets the play. Comes to the left against Short. Drives inside the paint. Big block there by Akuth. Bandits will get the ball back.
Yeah, there's that long reach. The 7-footer not having anything to do with that. Says take that out of here.
George underneath. Bosley puts it up. Doesn't get it to go. Rebound comes down to Akuth. Drives it up the floor. Goes himself against Malou off the glass and draws the contact as well. Akuth will go to the line for the 3-point play.
I think that was Kwani there, Murph. Kwani, number 17.
It was a Kwani.
Yep, Kwani. Yeah, he was the man down there that got called for that block. He thought he got in good defensive position. He's bounced back well there, Murph. And Ballarat out to a possible 8-point lead. No surprise what we thought these boys would bring to the table tonight, Murph.
Kiwani scores. Ballarat go to an 8-point lead. Malou. Riak finds Devitt George for 3, puts it up, no good. Comes down, George tries to get it back, and he does not quite get it back. It'll be Fox and the Miners ball.
Manny Malou's just checked into the game, Murph.
Short to bring it up the floor. Across to Fox. Evans Jr. Akuth. Now Kiwani against Bosley. Kiwani puts it up off the glass.
Beautiful move there. His full athleticism on display, Murph.
10-0 run at the moment. Bandits need a bucket. George Riak, well, Evans Jr. slipped over, which assisted
yes.
Riak to go to the rack and score.
Nice move from Riak. Coach Chalmers is going to need Riak and possibly Manny Malou to get on the scoring scoreboard tonight, Murph.
Kiwani for 3 for the Miners. Comes down, not tipped in there by Evans Jr. Riak feeds across to Bosley. Bandits get a stop. Oh, well, Bosley just loses off the foot. Comes back Evans Jr. Bit of body contact.
Yeah, foul there on Kenja Bosley. He'd be disappointed with that. Couple of real sloppy turnovers early on, Murph, as the Bandits try to force things. They are feeling the intensity and the pressure already from this Ballarat Miners Ball Club. As Molnar checks in.
For Deborah George to go out and take a spell.
Coach Chalmers having a personal chat with Deborah George over there.
And Evans Jr. makes the first one count, so 16-17. Now, can't get the second one. Torrin Jones doesn't get the rebound. Short does. Flicks it out to Kiwani. So a little sloppy, the Bandits early. Kiwani drives to the bucket. Went straight up the lane and scores 2 points.
Wow, Kwani.
This is a 13-0 run right now. No, they've got a couple of points in there. So 18-7. 11 points, the margin at the moment. As Bosley is blocked by Short. And it comes up with Ballarat with the ball. So Fox brings it up court.
Great defense there from Sam Short, Murph.
Into Akuth. Pass a little hot and a little high, which has to be significant.
Oh,
well,
Short
steals
again.
it back. He's against Bosley and Short. Easy layup for 2 points.
And Coach Chalmers has seen enough, Murph. He's had enough of that. Ballarat 20, Bandit 7. He wants to talk it over before this thing gets out of control. Sam Short. Defensively, he is everywhere. Long arms and an easy layup. And Coach Chalmers has had enough, Murph. He wants to really sit down and go over what the Bandits need to do to really end this first period, which has been all Ballarat.
Yeah, it certainly has. 20-7. They started with a 5-0 run. The Bandits responded to that, and then since then it's been 15-2.
Yeah, and look, defensively, the Bandits have been absolutely nowhere, Murph. 67% for the Ballarat Miners at this stage of the ball game. Yet to make a three-pointer, but they are dominating at the offensive end, getting whatever they want, and it's really been a lot of layups down there, Murph. A lot of layups from the Ballarat Miners. Hasn't been any real tough shots down there. And Coach Chalmers, he wants to put a stop to that. At least make them earn it from the foul line. Because if you're going to give layups to this Ballarat Miners team, you might as well pack it up and have an early night, Murph, because they're the best in the business.
Certainly a great start for the Miners to get things going. Steve Monaghetti in the house tonight too. Our most famous marathon runner in the country. Here for the Nail Can Hill run tomorrow, a famous running event in Albury, Wodonga.
He loves his Ballarat Miners, Murph.
Also the #1 ticket holder of the Ballarat Miners.
#1 ticket holder, Steve.
Now, Jared Molnar feeds in to Torrin Jones, puts it up, blocked by Akuth, comes down, Matty Malou comes up with the ball. Jared Molnar steps inside, gets to the paint, wants to put a shot up, he can't, blocked by Akuth, and the boys are having trouble getting around that big man.
Having trouble, that would be an understatement, Murph. Akuth swatting everything in there like they're insects.
Marquez Coleman finds his way on the floor. Short, puts up a jumper for 2. And gets a bit of contact as well along the way. So the bucket doesn't go, but he'll go to the line for a couple.
Yeah, Sam Short. That matchup, Kenja Bosley needs to really dominate that matchup tonight, I would think, Murph.
59% from the free throw line in 2019, this man, Sam Short. He gets the first one to go. 3:16 remaining for the SSNA club in the first.
5 blocks thus far for the Ballarat Miners, Murph, with big Akuth doing real damage.
And the second one as well. So the Bandits a little rattled at the moment. 22-7 the lead by 15 points to the visitors. The #1-2 side, again, Bosley's pass to Riak. Riak tried to steal it back, and he's called for a foul. He's less than pleased with it.
Yeah, cheap foul from Riak. Coach Chalmers is looking cool and calm over there after that foul, but he'd be seething on that. Absolutely seething as he looks to make a change. He's seen enough. Riak will come out.
Checking into the game for the Bandits will be Bailey Lloyd.
18-year-old Bailey Lloyd thrown into the fire, Murph.
Evans Jr. misses off the rim. Certainly seems that way early on, Jade Cole.
What would be going through Lloyd's mind right now as he stands next to the 7-foot Akuth, who is dominating this game?
Yeah, no question. Goes in. They do say he's one of the most exciting talents in the country, that man. Now, this is Kenja Bosley bringing up court past halfway. Now, Bosley drives to the paint, puts it up, and that's good too.
Beautiful move from the league's leading scorer. What we've seen thus far, it's going to need another big night from Bosley.
Fox goes into Evans Jr., looks for a Akuth, why not? Evans Jr. drives himself against Lloyd, left-handed hook shot goes up, doesn't. Akuth with a rebound and draws the contact. Foul goes against Torrin Jones.
Yeah, Big Jones would be not happy with that. That'll be 2 fouls for him, Murph, I believe. And
in fact, it won't. It'll go against Jared Molnar, the foul.
Oh, geez, really dodged a bullet there. Molnar pleading with the referee, but I'm sure Coach Chalmers is saying, we'll take that. They don't need 2 early fouls on Big Torrin Jones. They need him in there to deal with this big man, Big Akuth.
Malau comes up with it. Feeds to Kenja Bosley. Now, Bosley. Malou just lost his footing again on the ground, so really must be a bit slippery over there, Coleman. The Bandits will get the ball back.
Yeah,
they've lost their footing a couple of times down that end, the Bandits. We've seen Kenja Bosley. It happened too. We've seen Riak before over in the corner as well.
Yep.
So you just wonder whether it's a bit greasy underfoot over that side of the court at the moment.
Might need to get the floor sweeper out there, Murph.
Malou for 3.
Ooh.
Rims it out, and it'll go out of bounds. Ballarat to get the ball back. So Josh Fox to bring it back into play.
Bandits shooting 4 of 15 from the floor, Murph, 27%.
Marquez Coleman drives, nice move to the right side of the bucket. Couple of points up. Manny Malou!
Oh!
Alley-oop. Kenja Bosley feeds the assist. That gets the home crowd to their feet.
Manny Malou skying high.
And gets the contact as well, Cole.
He likes the fast break action, Manny Malou. And that's what he can do. That's his game. Missed the 3-point earlier on, but moved on very, very quickly as he rained down and put that one down. Goes to the line there, Murph. He is exciting, Manny Malou. And something tells me that they need some scoring from this man tonight.
Malou gets the first. Makes it a 3-point play. Margin goes back to 15. Now, this is Coleman with the ball. Drives inside the paint, stripped it by Malou, but Akuth comes up with it, down. And foul called.
Yeah, Kenja Bosley. Yeah, disappointed with that one there. But the foul goes on Scott, so Kenja Bosley dodges that bullet there. But it's that man again at the line, Big Akuth. What a handful this guy is, Murph. Gee whiz.
8 points for the game so far. Ding Akuth.
He's got 8 points and about 4 blocks.
He's the leading scorer out there on the floor so far tonight, and he checks out of the game. Evans Jr. checks in for the SSNA club, 1:26 remaining.
So a bit of obviously with Akuth checking out, a smaller lineup from the Miners. Kenja Bosley being held defensively.
Sends it into Malou. Drives to the bucket, puts it up, gets it in and draws the contact.
Manny Malou off balance. Tossed it up and the darn thing went straight in.
Sportsman's Warehouse, 24-second clock.
And when those ones go in, Murph, you take them. Much needed bucket there. Another possible 3-point play as Malou.
Counts it. Big play by that man. 29-15. Margin back to 14. 1:10 to play. Evans Jr. brings it up court. Hands across to Fisher. And now working up court, Lingard feeds in to Coleman. Inside the paint, Coleman puts it in. It's good for 2.
Great elevation from Coleman there. Super athleticism.
Bosley to Scott. Up for Malou again. No, but off the glass. Just as good. Not what the crowd wanted exactly, but the end result was the same.
No, good finish there from Malou. Providing some good scoring punch. Much needed.
Yeah, no question about that. Fisher combining with Lingard. Coleman puts up the jumper. Doesn't get it to go. Scott there. Comes down. Well done, Lloyd. Did nicely to get that rebound. Feeds out to Kenja Bosley. And foul called against Coleman.
Yeah, foul in the backcourt there from Coleman, just reaching in.
Substitution for the Miners.
I'll tell you, impressive looking athlete is Coleman, strong. Currently guarding the league's leading scorer in Kenja Bosley. They lose absolutely nothing when their starting guard, Short, goes to the bench, Murph. Coleman looks up for the fight.
Bosley, guarded by Coleman. Bosley drives to the right, inside the paint, outside. Lloyd for 3 off the rim, doesn't, comes back. Molnar puts it up, but that is it for the end of the first period. And Ballarat off to a flyer. 31, Bandits 17. It's the Miners by 14.
Miners by 14, and I've only really need to mention one player, Murph, and that is Deng Akuth. Okay, the 7-foot man in the middle. He's got around about 4 blocks, 8 points, but he is doing all kinds of damage inside. And the Bandits are going to need a big game from Torrin Jones just to keep in touch here. Bandits shooting 37%, but an amazing clip from the Ballarat Miners. 61% they are shooting from the floor, Murph. So Bandits need to find a way to get some stops, but they also need to be a little more efficient once they've got the ball on the offensive end. And Kenja Bosley and Deborah George need to really get involved offensively. Manny Malou's provided some good scoring punch, which has been much needed, but Bosley and Deborah George in that explosive backcourt tandem of the Bandits, they need to get involved, and they need to get involved quickly.
The quarter time for the SSNA club in Albury. All the live sport action you like in the locker room there. Colfman, let's take a look at some of the key numbers that have found their way to the board in the opening quarter.
Yeah, look, rebounds are even, Murph. 11 rebounds apiece. I said 5 blocks to the Miners, with Akuth doing all the damage in there. 3 for the Bandits. 7 turnovers. Coach Chalmers won't be happy with that for the Bandits. 7 is far too many for a quarter of basketball. And then you look at the 3-point shooting. Bandits 1 of 6, 17%. They need to get that up around about 40% tonight if they're going to stand a chance and stay in touch with this really dynamic. And I think the number one thing that stands out with this Ballarat team, Murph, they are athletic. Simple as that.
Yeah, absolutely. And they spent Akuth, sat him on the bench for the last 2 and a bit minutes of that quarter there as well. Comes on. He's a massive unit. And the Bandits come out to start the second quarter. Lloyd to take it from the sidelines to kick things off. Bailey Lloyd gives to Kenja Bosley. Marquez Coleman to guard him. Now Jones. Bosley around to the left into the paint. Kenja puts it up, blocked there by Akuth. Wants to feed it to somebody. Does to Marquez. Steps around Jared Molnar. Contends with Jones. Drives to the bucket. Puts it up. Comes down, but did draw some contact. Foul called.
Yeah, another block from Akuth. And Kenja Bosley, so far this season, Murph, what we've witnessed, what we have observed from the commentary box is he's able to get to the rack anytime he wants. I don't think tonight's any different, but tonight it is different because Akuth is waiting for him at the rim. And he just found out that that is a very, very difficult proposition.
Well, Manny Malou scored the foul. So Marquez at the line. Marquez Coleman is good. Moves to 6 points for the night. Kenja Bosley brings it up 4 for the SSNA club. Second period action. Feeds to Jones. He's good, mate. Jones puts it up. Blocked by Akuth, but called the foul.
Yep.
And Jones will go to the line for 2.
And big Tyron Jones. That's the first time we've seen him get the ball. Really bang the shoulder into Akuth. Akuth standing at 7 foot. But he's giving up probably, I'm guessing about 15 kilograms to big Tyron Jones. And Jones needs to use that strength, put the body on Akuth, make him feel it.
Jones gets the second in. Evans Jr. with the ball, gives to Short. Drives it up court. Short back across to Coleman. Coleman wide to Kiwani. Well, just slippery fingers there. Slipped out his hands and went out of bounds.
Kiwani looked to make the move baseline. The ball flew into the flex out physiotherapy sign there, Murph.
So Kenja Bosley brings it up court. Chalmers instructs Kenja to run to the other side of the floor, so he does that. Malou, Lloyd, Molnar into Jones, promising build-up. Jones against Akuth, went hard at the bucket.
Move. Beautiful move from Jones. He got aggressive there. That's what he needs to do, Murph. He doesn't want to be settling for the jump shot. He's got to be aggressive and go to the rack. Get physical with Akuth.
Coleman against Jones, out. Evans Jr. faked the 3. Fed to Akuth.
Oh, Akuth.
Bit of hang time by Deng Akuth.
When you stand that tall and you have arms that long, you haven't got to get off the ground that high, Murph.
Bosley goes across to Malou. Around Evans Jr. Looks for a pass, went into Jones, but Evans Jr. takes that away. The lefty flicks in to Coleman. Guarded by Malou. Coleman drives back to the bucket off the glass.
Yeah, Manny Malou just went to sleep there on defense. Got to keep his eye on the ball handler.
Bosley feeds across. Now here's Malou, receiving from Lloyd. And a screen for Kenja. Well, since we've seen the Bandits attempt the 3, now Kenja puts it up. Doesn't go. Malou comes over the top. Jones there.
Oh,
Lloyd
get it out of
up.
here again.
Akuth with a big block, and eventually the Miners get the ball.
Don't put it up soft when he's around.
And Jones gets the last touch out as the ball went to short. It'll be a Miners ball.
There was Lloyd. Found himself in a tough position there. He had the ball down low. Big Akuth sent it into the skybox section.
George back in the game. Short puts up a 3, and it's good.
3 shot is good for Ballarat.
Bosley drives inside the paint. Flick over the top to Jones. Puts up the jumper. Blocked by Akuth. Too tall the man. This time gets aggressive again. Jones goes up and tipped in by Riak Sakuk. Sakuk Riak with the 2 points. Under 7 to play. 40 plays 22. 18 points the lead to the Miners. Coleman puts it up. And it's also good. So the response every time from the Miners, anything the Bandits can do, the Miners can do just as good, if not better.
Yeah, tough move there from Coleman off the one leg. Hard to stop that.
Bosley into Jones. Back to Bosley. Steps inside the paint. Down to Jones. No good. Last touch. Comes off the Bandits. It'll be Ballarat's ball. Evans Jr. passes in the short. Undefeated so far, 4-0 Ballarat. And the home crowd a little stunned here in the opening half at the Lauren Jackson Sports Centre. Evans Jr. against Kenja Bosley. Drives, Bosley, guards him. Basket counts and the foul. Everything going Ballarat's way.
Yeah, wow. Evans Jr. there dropped the shoulder 3 times into Kenja Bosley. And you figured something had to give there. And surprisingly, in my eyes, Evans Jr. got the call. I thought the 3rd time there he could have been called for an offensive foul there, Murph. And Kenja Bosley not happy with that at all. As another 3-point play for Ballarat.
45-22, 21 points, game high lead. 6:03 remain in the opening half here. George gives to Bosley. Guarded by Evans Jr. to Lloyd. And he tried to flick it out to Torrin Jones. And Ballarat's ball.
That's turnover number 10 for the Bandits, Murph.
Wow.
Yep, 10 turnovers, ugly basketball. There's another foul on Deborah George. He's having real problems getting into the contest here.
Yep.
So far tonight, Deborah George.
100%. Miners have all the answers at the moment in this game in the opening half.
Bandits just cannot get any stops, Murph. Ballarat are shooting at a ridiculous 70% from the floor.
Coleman, Kiwani. Now short. Short. Kiwani for 3. They are hot tonight, Ballarat. Another 3.
They are fire hot. Bandits looking a bit stagnant, Murph.
Bosley to George, into Jones. Outside the key, steps in. Big rejection by Evans Jr., but a foul called. And Jones will find himself at the line again.
Yeah, Jones really battling hard inside there. Not only is he dealing with a Couth down there, but Evans Jr. came across there. Called with a foul. Miners shooting at 71%, Murph. 17 of 24 from the floor. So they're doing and getting whatever they want at the offensive end, and the Bandits cannot get any stops to keep in touch. As you can see, Murph, 48 points with 5 minutes left in this period.
Jones.
Outrageous pace they are setting.
Both to go. Fox with the ball, brings it back to Short. Well, let's see if they can get one of those stops with half the quarter to go for the SSNA club in Albury. 24 points the lead. It's double the score at the moment, 24-48. Coleman drives on the left, goes around Torrin Jones and puts it up for 2. Kenja Bosley to bring it up court. Bosley into Jones against the Couth. Torrin Jones this time. Hook shot's good. 2 points. Kiwani receives from Coleman. Nice block there by Sukuk Riak. Now Bosley brings it up court. Doesn't pull the trigger. Goes outside to Malou. Now outside. Sukuk Riak for 3.
Yes!
Bow and arrow comes out. And the Bandits come to life. An SSNA timeout called.
Yep, Coach.
And they needed something to ignite them and the crowd tonight.
They certainly did, Murph. And Coach Brendan Joyce, he wants to talk it over. He runs a pretty tight ship, even though the Miners leading this one comfortably by 21 points. He's seen enough. He doesn't like open 3-pointers. And Riak, who finally made a 3-pointer for the Bandits. But with 4:15 left to go, it really comes down to the hot shooting at the Ballarat Miners, Murph, and stops really hard to come by tonight as Coach Chalmers tries to find something that works defensively against this this incredibly dynamic and athletic Ballarat Miners outfit.
Well, it's hard to find at the moment, isn't it? Akuth is actually going to check out of the game here, Kaufman, for a little bit. So this might be a little stanza where maybe Torrin Jones can have a good little period maybe and get on top. He's put up 9 points so far for the Bandits, and Manny Malou as well with 8 points. So actually, Manny Malou's looked all right.
Manny Miller's looked all right. He's done some good things. I think he realised early on that he's got to be more aggressive out here. He needs to take some of the scoring load because Kenja Bosley, it's taking him a while to really get things going because Kenja's got his hands full at the defensive end. Murph Coleman has gone about his business quietly, but he leads all scorers with 12 points.
Yeah, we've been banging on about Akuth, but Marquez Coleman, love that name, by the way, Marquez.
Yeah, very smooth name, but he's been playing, Bosley's been trying to guard him at the defensive end.
And the Bandits are going to get the ball back again here.
And what that does is because Kenja's got to guard Coleman, it just requires more energy, Murph. And when he gets the ball on the offensive end, he's hasn't got the energy that he normally has because he's worried about Coleman down here. So both ends of the floor, Kenja Bosley needs to get things going.
Malou into Jones, drives hard to the bucket, doesn't get it to go. Manny Malou does. Chips it in. And the Bandits close again within 19. It's been a while since they've been under 20 points.
Great job from Malou there, cleaning things up.
Evans Jr. passes across to Marquez. Coleman steps inside, short for 3. Doesn't go.
Evans Jr. He
Jr.
skies high.
Went up, knocked it down, and then lost his footing. A big bucket. Kenja Bosley for 3. Bosley puts it up, doesn't go. So Cook Riak gets the rebound, and it comes off Coleman. It'll be a Bandits ball.
Oh, how about Evans Jr. at the other end there, Murph? He come flying in from nowhere. Got to put a body on him.
Riak can't tip it in. Coleman comes up with the ball. It's a nice play by the Bandits there. Just Riak couldn't finish it off. From way downtown, massive shot to Fisher. Tristan Fisher with a 3.
5-point swing, Murph.
Bandits on fire down there as Riak and Bosley combine. 50% they're going at Ballarat from the 3-point range tonight. Bosley, long pass out to Riak. He steps inside the paint. Riak off the glass. Chipped in there by Manny Malou. He's bread and butter so far tonight for that man. Mopping up. Fox up the court. Evans Jr. for 3. This is getting ridiculous by the Miners.
Wow, what shooting, Evans Jr. The silky smooth left-hander.
And it comes out. It'll be a Bandits ball.
It'll be a reaching foul there on Fox, I believe, Murph.
Well, it's inside at the moment. Akuth is obviously causing all, as he checks back into the game for Marquez Coleman, Akuth causing all sorts of problems underneath the rim at the moment, but it's outside as well. Ballarat can't miss from 3, so they have the Bandits covered in multiple areas at the moment.
Yeah, but not only that though, Murph, very strong defensively with Evans Jr. And as you mentioned, Marquez Coleman checking out. These guys are strong units.
David George steps around Fox, goes inside the paint, gives to Torrin Jones, drives hard. Blocked by Akuth, comes down, and the ball comes up with Fisher. He drives it up the floor. Across, wide for short, into Akuth.
Another dunk.
And party time for Akuth and Ballarat. Silences the home crowd.
Quick hands there from the Miners.
Bosley almost loses the ball. Generally very good ball handling, this man. Underneath the rim, outside, David George for 3, open, misses, and it comes down Evans Jr. out to short. Yep. The Miners again bring it up the floor.
David George really struggling to get into this contest, Murph. He's getting frustrated out there.
Akuth, open, puts up the shot himself. Not normally the man's go, but comes down to Manny Malou. Here is George bringing it back up the floor again on the left wing. Drives back to the right, hard to the bucket, draws the contact, doesn't get it to go, but David George will find himself with a couple of free throws.
Well done from David George. Maybe he can get to the line here, Murph, knock a couple of shots down and really get some confidence going. He's finding it very difficult to get into this contest offensively. Always helps to go to the foul line, get a couple of buckets, get into some rhythm, get a bit of confidence flowing. because right now, offensively, Deborah George and Kendra Bosley, I think it's safe to say, Murph, they've been shut down by the bigger, stronger backcourt of the Ballarat Miners.
109 remaining for the SSNA club in the opening half. Bandits 33, Ballarat 60. Deborah George cuts that margin by 1. And now George to make it a 25-point ball game. And he does that. So Evans Jr. brings it back into Short, who brings it up the floor. Back to Evans Jr. Kiwani. Akuth combining with Short. Evans Jr. fakes the 3, takes on Malou, drives to the bucket. So Cook Riak in the way. And that'll more please, I guess, Brad Chalmers. This is what you're talking about at quarter time, Colf, man. They actually prevented the Ballarat Miners from going and doing an easy layup. At least made them earn a little bit more.
Far too many easy layups in that first quarter, Murph, and you just can't be giving away layups at the best of times, let alone when the Ballarat Miners are in your building. So, look, if they're going to get to the rack, I'm sure Coach Chalmers has said make them earn it from the foul line. At least have them beat us from there, not giving away soft, easy layups. And that's one thing that the Bandits have done better in this second period, Murph, with 52.7 left on the clock. Look, the lead is still 26, but the Bandits trying to make inroads.
Manny Malou checks out. Josh McKay gets his first crack at it tonight. He's in the ball game. Evans Jr. puts the second bucket in.
A bit of a press here from the Miners.
So Cook Riak, with 43 seconds remaining, comes off his foot, and the Miners will come back with a ball.
And there's the reason for the press there, Murph. Get the ball out of Deborah George's hands. Riak off the shin, out of bounds.
Marquez Coleman gives to Kiwani. Back across. Finds his teammate in Fisher. And foul called. This time against, I think it's Harry Gibbs that's had the foul called on him. It is. So the Bandits giving their bench a bit of game time in the opening half. This is Tristan Fisher finding himself at the line. Knocks it in. Both buckets to Tristan Fisher. 30 seconds remain in the opening half. George with the ball. Out to Riak. Across McKay. Deborah George. Guarded here by Fisher. George drives inside the paint. Back across to Gibbs. Fisher guards him. Gibbs puts it up off the rim. Shot clock there as well. Kiwani drives up against McKay. Kiwani off the glass. And right on the buzzer of halftime, another 2 points to Ballarat to put a bit of icing on their first half cake. Very, very impressive. The Miners 66-35 at the break, 31-point lead.
Yeah, unbelievable first half from the Ballarat Miners. They have rolled into town. And talk about some hot shooting, Murph. 72% from the floor in that first period. Absolutely lights out, no matter how you want to look at it. And as you said, at half-time, the Bandits, well, they need to find a way to somehow stop this not only dynamic and athletic offense, but look, defensively, it's been an absolute shutdown as well from the Ballarat Miners, with Akuth in the middle and with Marquise Coleman and Sam Short shutting down Deborah George and Kendra Bosley. So, look, incredible first half, and the Bandits need to find a way to get some stops. Otherwise, this is going to get absolutely ugly in a big way.
Plenty for Coach Chalmers and the Bandits to have a think about and chew over at the halftime break. We'll be back shortly for the SSNA Club in Albury. Steve Murphy, Jade Colf. It's NBL One Action live here at the Lauren Jackson Sports Centre in Albury. Welcome back to Albury in the Lauren Jackson Sports Centre for the second half NBL 1 action. Thanks to our broadcast partners, the SSNA Club in Albury, for all your live sporting action. It is the home side, the Southern Vale home Bandits 35, the Ballarat Miners 66. 31 points is the margin between the two sides. And the Ballarat Miners, simply, Jade Cole, too good in the opening half. Plenty for the Bandits to consider at half-time. What can they do in the second half's the question.
Yeah, what can they do, Murph? I'll tell you what, that first half, they just couldn't stop the Ballarat Miners from scoring. One thing that stands out with this Miners outfit, they are long and athletic. Now, we know the Bandits, what we've seen so far this year, Murph, look, we thought they were athletic and have some real athleticism, but I'll tell you what, it hasn't shown tonight so far. It's been a total mismatch, can you believe it? And look, too dynamic, too athletic, and too well drilled so far for the Ballarat Miners in this second half. We're really going to take notice and see if the Bandits can make some inroads. You know, the lead is at 30 points right now, but unless the Bandits can find a way to score, get Kenja Bosley and Deborah George involved, then this thing's going to get ugly. Let's wait and see.
Well, guys coming back out on the floor now. Almost set to get on the way, second half, thanks to the SSNA Club in Albury. The Bandits will need to catch some serious fire here. Fox to start with the ball from the sidelines for the Miners. What does the second half have in store for us? One thing we do know about the Southern Vale home Bandits is their scoring prowess, Colfman, so not out of the game just yet. Short passes straight away to start to Kiwani. Now Fox around to Evans Jr., who provided Jade Kolf with the highlight of the season so far in that opening half. Short, Kiwani for three. And the Miners start with a miss. Evans Jr. comes up with a rebound and he misses. Jones fumbles it. Fox short. Evans Jr. puts in three. Eventually they make it count.
Yes. Second chance points. Coach Chalmers would be all right with that coming out after half-time. The Bandits have got to gobble it up. One shot and rebound.
Jones underneath the rim, draws the contact but doesn't get the bucket. But a promising move to start by Torrin Jones.
Yeah, well done for Big Jones. He's look, he's giving up tremendous length down there, but as we mentioned before, he's probably got 15 to 20 kilograms on Big Akuth, and he needs to use that. And he's playing smart basketball. He is doing that, Murph, and he's battling hard down there. He just needs some support from his other marquee guys, Deborah George and Kenja Bosley. Who would have thought we're saying that at this point of the game?
Yeah, no question. This will take him to 11 points for the game if it's good. It is by Jones, so 11. Just behind Manny Malou as the Bandits' top scorer on the floor tonight. Kiwani brings it up the floor. The Miners, such a well-drilled unit. A lot of class, a lot of talent out on that floor. Short, Kiwani. Evans Jr. for three. He's second of the third period.
Yeah. Evans Jr. just lighting it up with that silky smooth left-handed shot.
Bosley. Scott was open for three, didn't take it, gave to Jones. Hard against the Akuth Jones. Little hook is good.
That's a beautiful move. Torrin Jones is in a real good flow right now offensively. Well done to him, really stepping up.
Akuth comes out to the ball, beyond three back. Well, now Kiwani wants three. Doesn't go, gets his own rebound, and you talk about the second chance points, Colfman, there's another couple.
Yeah, and it comes down to some desperation. They need to be a little bit more energetic on the rebounds, on the glass. There's Kenja Bosley with some nifty moves.
Back across to Scott. Sakuk react for three from downtown. Akuth comes up with a rebound.
Yeah, he just gobbles those rebounds up, the big 7-footer.
Kiwani, Fox. Kiwani against George, back out to Fox. He wants to go for three. Evans Jr. there, rebound, Sakuk Riak. Good aggression by Sakuk.
Well done from Riak. They need more aggression down there. Torrin Jones is the only one showing that aggressiveness. He needs some others to give him some support as Riak pulls the trigger.
He does.
Akuth, another rebound.
Hands across to Short. Akuth back. And now it finds its way in the hands of Short. Across, Evans Jr. is open for another three. He's filling it from range so far in this third. Doesn't get it to go for the SSNA club, 74-39. Miners well in control of this one. Riak and George. Jones just puts it up, and it's good for another 2 points. Jones moves along to 15 points for the game.
If you don't mind there, he looked at the options. That's not normally his game, but a soft little 10-footer as we've got a foul over there. It looks like Riak's involved once again. I'm not surprised, Murph.
So Sakuk Riak off the ball. Sakuk's perplexed. Brad Chalmers perplexed. Referee wants to get on with business. Third foul for Sakuk Riak. Short passes across to Kiwani. Evans Jr. finds Short, stolen away. Torrin Jones, what a quarter he's having. Drives to the bucket, stripped of it by Evans Jr. Foul called. Torrin Jones fires himself up.
Yeah, Evans Jr. doesn't really like that call, but he's got some serious swagger about him, Evans Jr. And why not? He is providing some top-notch highlights tonight with that putback jam, plus a couple of three-point shots.
He just mouthed to the referee, all ball.
Yep, you told the referee, no, that was all ball. You made a mistake. He is up and about.
Torrin Jones. Love it when the players argue with the refs.
Well, they are competitive animals out there, Murph. They're not going to... They think they're right.
I'll tell you what, Torrin Jones at the moment playing a lone hand
he is.
For the Bandits. He moves along to 17 points. Now Short against Kenja Bosley, who almost strips him of the ball. Short comes back up with it to Coleman. The American drives to the key, feeds it back outside to Short. Short over the top to Akuth, put it in the air for him, why not? Kiwani steps in.
Steps out of bounds.
And the Bandits get a stop and get the ball back.
Great defense from the Bandits there. Coach Chalmers would be over the moon with that. Look, even though they're down, what are they down, Murph? Down 30. Showing some great intensity on the defensive end there. It's about bringing it every time down the floor now.
Deborah George across to Malou. Don't know if he's expecting it. Here's Bosley driving to the bucket. Had to just flick it out in the end. He got caught in no man's land. A soft turnover by the Bandits.
The thing is with Kenja Bosley there, Murph, he's not used to driving in there and then looking up. He's got all these trees surrounded around him. And one in particular in Big Akuth. It's causing havoc for him.
George guarding Coleman. Went to the bucket, drew the contact. George not happy with the call, but the two will count.
And there's that strength of Marquise Coleman. What a game he's having. He moves along to... 14, and he's really getting the better of Deborah George and Kenja Bosley, whichever one it is that's guarding him. He's getting to the rack whenever he wants, Murph. He's using that strength.
And Coleman converts his 15th point of the night. 43 plays 77 for the SSNA club in Albury. George goes to Malou, goes inside the paint, gives to Torrin Jones. The go-to man so far in the third for the Bandits. 45-77, margin 32 points.
Great, well done from Manny Malou there, the penetration in the dish.
This is Fisher putting up a 2. Comes down, rebound to Torrin Jones. Dishes across straight away to Deborah George. Up court, George drives inside the paint, back to Malou, off the glass. Very nearly drew some contact as well. Marquez, Coleman, Jones with a big block, but called for a foul. And Marquez, Coleman looks injured here. He's come down on his ankle.
And we do hate to see any player
100%, absolutely.
With an injury there, Murph, but Torrin Jones, that's the way you want to play. You want to make them earn it. And I think Coleman's going to be okay, mate. I think he's just tweaked that ankle. Being the athlete that he is, he'll walk that off, go to the line, and then maybe take a rest. Evans Jr. said, put me back in, coach.
Marquez Coleman doesn't want to go off right now because he is feeling it out there. 30 points the margin.
Coach Brendan Joyce just really seeing how he pulls up here. Didn't affect the shooting stroke, Murph.
Still looking very ginger. There's no doubt he'll be subbed out here, you would imagine. Marquez Coleman makes it 2 from 2, and he will make his way to the bench as well for a well-earned rest.
The Miners bringing in
Zach Dunmore.
Looks like Zach Dunmore for the first time tonight, Murph. Is that right? I think it's the first time he's set foot on the floor.
Yeah, Dunmore, first time out. I believe he's one of the juniors from Ballarat. Now, Malou for 3 for the Bandits. They're going to need plenty of those in the second half, Manny Malou.
They certainly will. Manny Malou showing a bit offensively tonight. This has been his best offensive game so far, Murph. He's 16 points.
Going to need plenty more of it. Fox brings it up court. Drives, gets towards the paint. And Fox, big block. Torrin Jones called for the foul.
Jones.
Wow.
Coach Chalmers is like, come on, ref. Give us a break.
There you go, referee right there.
Referee right there, but Jones.
Displeased, but it won't matter.
That's his game. Shot blocking.
He's definitely got really aggressive in this game, more so than probably what he has been throughout the course of the season so far.
Yeah, well, I think that's his nature, aggressively. And I think sometimes it takes someone like an Akuth to get under his skin and really rub him the wrong way. And look, it's been a good thing tonight. He's really brought it to the table, his A game.
Comes down.
He's showing great passion out there.
Malou gets a rebound. Bosley brings it up court. There's a call.
Yep, he's calling Fox there for just for an off-the-ball foul as Torrin Jones was running down the floor there, Murph. Fox just trotted in his way, blocking his path, and a few elbows were raised. And
Lingard checks in for Fox.
The referee was like, nah, Fox, we're calling you with a foul.
So players from both sides disagreeing with a few of the referee's calls. Now Bosley against Short. Points for the game now.
Well done from Bosley there. He had his shot blocked again, but tidied it up. As Riak brings the intensity on the defensive end.
And Jones gets a touch on against Akuth, and the ball goes out as Bailey Lloyd checks back in for Sakukariak. So 3 fouls to Jones and 3 to Riak here, as well as Manny Malou. So a bit of foul danger for the Bandits. Now Fisher flicks it out wide. Short finds the open man of Dunmore. Welcome to the game. Zach Dunmore with a 3. Bosley gives to Deborah George. Steps around Dunmore. Back across to Torrin Jones against Akuth. Jones tries to put it up. Akuth too big. Jones second crack at it. He might get a third. He dives after the ball. Comes up with it against Akuth, who has it now. And passes away to Dunmore. Flicks it back across to Short. Miners come up with the ball. Akuth fumbled it. Lingard, it'll work out okay. Lingard puts up the jumper, and it's good for 2. Jordan Lingard. Deborah George in the paint. Blocked by Big Akuth. He's causing problems now as he did at the start of the game.
He's causing all kinds of problems when Bosley and George get in the paint there. They're hesitant in how to go about it.
Dunmore for another 3.
Another 3 from Zach Dunmore.
Handy points coming off the bench for the Miners.
Just very casual about it too. Zach Dunmore, if you don't mind.
Bosley now for his own 3. Hasn't really attempted that a lot tonight. Got the Bandits going with 1 earlier. Akuth comes with a rebound as expected. Now Akuth back across. Now Fisher this time with a 3. And the Miners are sinking from everywhere here in the third.
Gee whiz, Murph.
All of a sudden, they've put their foot down and they're out to 39 points again.
Miners shooting 53% from long range, Murph.
Malou thought about the three, steps in, puts it up. Comes down to short, and the Miners again have the ball. A long pass, Dunmore again underneath the hoop. Flicks it out wide. Fisher inside, Lingard to the bucket. Rebound goes to Jones. Lingard looks injured too behind play. This is Kenja over the top for Devitt George. Last touch off Dunmore. It'll be a Bandits ball.
Yeah, definitely a fast pace over the last couple of minutes, Murph. But what about the two youngsters off the bench? What was it, Fisher and Dunmore? Just pulling from long range, Murph, and they are shooting 9 from 17 from long range, 53%, 66% overall.
Jones heavily guarded here by Akuth and also Kiwani. Gets it to Malou, however, who puts it up off the glass, doesn't go. Jones physical against Lingard. And foul called against Torrin Jones. That's his fourth.
Torrin Jones with 19 points and 6 rebounds tonight, Murph. But I'll tell you what, his work rate has been excellent.
Ding Akuth with 7, the rebounder leader out there at the moment. And Lingard goes to the line. It's been another big spread. We've seen this with the Basketball Centre of Excellence last week. Their spread of scorers, only one player didn't score. Well, we'll look up at the board, Colf, man. It's the same thing tonight for the Ballarat Miners. Everyone barring Waitman has scored tonight so far.
Yeah, very, very impressive from the Miners. Their bench getting involved, contributing as well.
Bosley out to Lloyd, steps into the paint, doesn't want to take the shot, guarded by 3. Defensive pressure outstanding by the Ballarat Miners, but the Bandits will get the ball back.
Yeah, it's best Lloyd stays out of there, Murph. Every time he's gotten inside there, he's gotten a bit lost. Not wise when you got the 7-footer bigger Couth out there.
Jared Molnar, threes normally his go. Jared Molnar gets it to go. Nice shot by the Melburnian. Fisher brings it up to Lingard. Now Kiwani. Calls the play across to Dunmore, who's been hot, and Jared Molnar very nearly stole the ball.
Jared Molnar almost picking the pocket.
Good work there from Molnar. Trying to get active in the passing lane there. Got good energy at the defensive end.
Inbound ball with the Miners.
So Fisher finds Kiwani. Drives inside the paint, Kiwani. Nice move off the glass with the left mitt for 2 points.
There's that layup we're talking about, Murph.
1 minute, 3 seconds remain for the SSNA club. This is Jared Molnar for another 3. Molnar gets it to rim. Akuth comes up with it. Feeds off to Kiwani. Comes up court. Miners with the ball for the SSNA club under a minute remaining. 40 points their lead as Dunmore again puts in another 3.
Zach Dunmore pulling the trigger as casual as ever.
He's up to 9 points now.
He's up to 9 points off the bench.
Bosley to Lloyd. Here is Manny Malou for 3. Looked on target. And Couth comes up with it.
Look at the rebound from Akuth. Look at the big man run the floor.
He's done more again for a 4th 3. He doesn't take it. Feeds back to Kiwani. Akuth. Hard against McKay. And it doesn't count. And finally the foul is called on.
It's called a block there.
Block.
Oh, called a tech foul. What's that for? She called a flop on that, Murph.
Shots at the line to go.
So there you go.
Is that what's going on there? I think that's what's
I think
going
so.
It's hard to
Against
tell
Josh
here.
McKay.
Hard to tell here from the commentary box.
Zach Dunmore won't be happy because the bench has given it to him, the foul. It's definitely not against him. So Akuth scores. Ballarat continue to assert their authority. Beyond 10 seconds to go, just over. They lead by 44 points in the third term for the SSNA club. To bring it back into play here is Waitman, the only member yet to get on the scoreboard for Ballarat. Waitman, pass across to Kiwani. Takes on Molnar. Kiwani around to the left against Molnar. Foul called.
Look, great effort from Molnar, but he's really got his work cut out there for him with Kwani giving up length and athleticism. That's why Kwani finds himself at the line, Murph, with 3.6 left in this third period.
Crowd very much stunned. The Bandits had it really on even terms for most of the period, but then very late, their class through really Dunmore's shooting, if more than anything. Those 3 3-pointers broke any sort of momentum the Bandits were ever likely to have, as ambitious Bosley from halfway can't get it in. So at three-quarter time for the SSNA club in Albury, the Ballarat Miners 100, the Southern Vale home Bandits 55.
Yeah, 1 quarter to go, Murph, and the Ballarat Miners really exerting their class here tonight. And in that third quarter was really the story of the Miners bench players. Fisher and Dunmore came on and buried four or five three-pointers. As casual as you like, and Akuth continues to be a real problem inside for the Bandits. Very impressed with Torrin Jones's game here tonight, Murph. He's really been up against it in the middle, but great aggression. He's just lacked the support from Kenja Bosley and from Deborah George. That explosive backcourt tandem really haven't been able to get into the game tonight. We're yet to see that this year at the Lauren Jackson Sports Stadium, and look, the Ballarat Miners are definitely for real.
Yeah, no question about that. It's been very, very dominant display throughout the course of tonight by the Ballarat Miners. Just run through some of those numbers for us, Colt, man.
Yeah,
give us a fair indication of the game.
Yeah, look, the numbers, the Bandits are shooting a 36% clip from the field, Murph, it's got no comparison to the Miners. They're at 67%, like an outrageous shooting percentage, 67%. Can you believe it? From long range, Bandits 4 of 16 at 25%, well below what they are, their 35 to 40% range that they're used to. And the Miners, red hot, 56%, 10 of 18. The Bandits very solid from the foul line, Murph, 11 of 12 at 92%. And the Miners 77%. They've been to the line, had 31 foul shots from the line, Murph, up to the Bandits 12. So they're doing it in all areas, not only from the field, not only from three-point range, but from the foul line as well. Rebounds are pretty even, Murph. Block shots, the Miners with 12 block shots to the Bandits 4. And when you look at turnovers, 14 turnovers for the Bandits. They did have 10 in the first been about the first quarter and a half, I believe, Murph. So they have done well there, but 8 turnovers for the Miners, and it's all one-way traffic.
Last quarter action coming up for the SSNA club in Albury. Gibbs to start with the ball for the Bandits. Gives to Molnar at halfway. Passes across to Malou. And now the Bandits to build something. Jared Molnar. Wide, Gibbs. Back to Molnar. Thought about the 3. Back across Gibbs. Malou. Molnar underneath the rim, puts it up. And the Bandits can't start with the first bucket of the fourth term. Kiwani wide open for 3, doesn't drive to the basket instead and puts in 2. Did think about the 3. Increases to 47 points now, the lead. Molnar. Lloyd goes back to Molnar. Hands off to Josh McKay. Gibbs. Molnar. Back to Gibbs. Last touch. Come off the Bandits. It'll be a Ballarat ball.
Yeah, Murph, and Coach Chalmers here, he may be reluctant to put his big 3 back into this contest. He may ride this out with some of his younger brigade and some of the bench players. It would make sense, but we'll wait and see.
Akuth. Evans Jr. gets inside the paint. Akuth leaps up high, puts it up, comes down, comes off Kiwani's head. Short hits the ball at pace, flicks it across. Dunmore. Evans Jr. wide open. Misses. Short with the ball. Flicks back across to Evans Jr. Doesn't go the two, drives hard against Josh McKay, and this time called for the charge.
Well done there from Josh McKay. Stepped in there, took the contact. Evans Jr. He's had himself a big night, Evans Jr. Not only did he that big putback jam that got me out of my seat, Murph, but he showed plenty of range from outside as well. He's got 21 points, leading all scorers.
Molnar flicks it across to Gibbs. Comes back to Jared Molnar. Takes on Kiwani. Molnar off the glass. Kiwani comes up with a rebound, flicks it across to Short. Short goes.
Oh, the big man, Akuth again, raining down. Great pass.
Lloyd back to Molnar. As the announcer tries to get the crowd to their feet. This is Lloyd. Molnar for three. Jared Molnar. Akuth comes up with it again. Kiwani drives up the floor. Now Short with it. Takes it inside. Short back across to Fox. Kiwani up and draws the contact and will go to the line.
Yeah, that last play there, Murph. What a pass from Sam Short. Look, when you got someone like Akuth running the floor there, must be music to Sam Short's ears. He just threw it up there, and Kwani, but big Akuth, I should say, did the rest. 7 foot with a 7'6" wingspan. Throw it near the hoop, he'll take care of the rest. And what a ball game from the big man tonight.
So Kiwani scores both points, goes to 20 for the game. Second top scorer on the floor tonight for the Miners. Jones combining back on the floor now. Jared Molnar for three from downtown. Jones gets a touch to it. Malou comes up with it, flicks it. Straight to Kiwani and blocked there by Jared Molnar.
Great hustle play from Jared Molnar. He knew he couldn't elevate and go with Kwani. So he went with the strip.
Baseline ball with the Miners.
Got all ball. Good defensive play, Jared Molnar.
Fox into Kiwani off the glass. He becomes the leading scorer on the floor tonight with 22 points.
Let's go, Bandits. Let's go.
Molnar brings it up, gives to Torrin Jones. Had such a wonderful third quarter, Torrin Jones. This is Manny Malou. He was pretty good as well. He puts in another 2 points. Manny Malou, you spoke about his offensive work. This is his best game, 19 points so far tonight.
Yeah, and Coach Chalmers in this last period here would like to go through, I'm sure, give Manny Malou some more touches.
Last touch comes off Gibbs. It'll be a Miners ball.
Get him some exposure at the offensive end. I think it may have been the last time we see Deborah George and Kenja Bosley. So
Substitution, Ballarat.
Torrin Jones and Manny Malou.
Good choice calls for the timeout.
SSNA timeout called here, Jade Kolf. As both sides go and have a spell, 6:27 remaining in the contest. Bandits 57, Ballarat 108.
Big Akuth, the man in the middle for the Miners, Mark. Leads all rebounders with 12 rebounds tonight to go along with his, how many points has he got there, Mark? Akuth?
22. Akuth, sorry. Yeah, 17 for Akuth.
17 points, 12 rebounds, and out of those 13 blocks from the Miners, I reckon he's got about 6 or 7 of them. So a destructive game from the big man in the middle, to say the least. And what a real handful he's going to be for this NBL 1 competition this year. Absolutely amazing to see it firsthand tonight here at the Lauren Jackson Sports Stadium.
They're going to take some beating, there's no question about that. Plenty for the Bandits to think about ahead. But a real good test, probably one that they would have felt got away last week against them, against the Centre of Excellence. They went down, tight contest, but the Bandits missed a whole heap of shots late in that contest, and probably a sign of things to come. It's filtered through to tonight a little bit as well with the shooting. Now Akuth passes out to Short. Now Fisher back to Short. Puts it up with 1 second on the clock off the rim. Comes down to Torrin Jones. Brings it up the floor, gives across to Lloyd, back to Jones. Malou against Akuth. What a battle that'll be. Flicks it out wide to Lloyd. And the jumper wouldn't have counted in any case. Malou picks himself up off the ground. Help of his opponent there, Akuth.
Lovely work there from Manny Malou. As I said, Coach Chalmers would possibly like Malou to show a little bit more of his offensive game, Murph, towards the end of this contest. It's been a good game from Manny Malou tonight. This is another piece of the pie that Coach Chalmers can use moving forward at the offensive end. And as I said, Deborah George and Kenja Bosley have struggled offensively tonight. So it's been a good game from Manny Malou, showing what he can do.
Now Jared Molnar elects against the three. This is Lloyd back to Molnar, around to Manny Malou. Bit of hustle about this man. Steps inside, puts up the jumper for 2, and it's good. Malou moves into 20-point territory, up to 21. We must point out too, Marquez Coleman went down with an ankle injury in the third. He is taking no further part in the game. He's at the back bench there, Colfman. So obviously applying some ice, I'm sure, if not now, later on. And, well, Waitman did beautifully to get that ball across to Akuth, who puts in another dunk. Another 2 points to that man. And Torrin Jones puts up a 2. Rebound comes down to Fisher and the Miners. This is Short. Long pass out wide. Now Waitman hasn't scored yet. He won't on this occasion. Akuth gets the rebound. Thank you very much. Bit of hang time as well to go with it.
Just an easy put back by the big man, Akuth.
Like you said before, Colf, he doesn't need to leave the ground a whole lot, does he?
No,
Malou drives Akuth, now a big block. Doing it at both ends. Torrin Jones wide. Jared Molnar for 3. And Akuth with a rebound.
Another rebound. And listen to the bench. The Miners are up 50 points, and the bench is just screaming at Akuth in support. What a game from the big centre.
Fox checks out of the game, and Jerry Evans Jr. waltzes back in, the man with 21 points so far this evening, but 4 personals against him. Waitman goes around to Fisher, into Evans Jr. Out wide, Short puts up the 3. Comes back, gets his own ball. Evans Jr. against Lloyd, puts it up. Big block there by Jones. Evans Jr. again eventually hits his mark with a couple of points.
Yeah, he's got a dangerous left hand, Evans Jr., if he can spin left. He's just about money every time, as he showed. He got the soft roll there.
Molnar to Jones. Here's Gibbs for 3. Well, blocked there by Short. Nearly hit the back of the head there of Akuth and Jones, waiting for it to hit the basket. Fisher feeds around to Short, back to Fisher. This is Waitman around Evans Jr. for 3. The left-hander doesn't. Follows it up, gets the offensive rebound, back across. Fisher from deep. Comes down, and Jared Molnar comes up with a ball for the Bandits. 3:45 remaining in the game. Torrin Jones, Manny Malou. Malou now up to 23 points. Equal with Evans Jr. out there on the floor tonight for the highest scorer. This is Short. Waitman. The Miners in control. Fisher with the 3. Evans Jr. with another rebound. Short out wide. Waitman this time for 3. And every player on the Miners bench has scored tonight.
Yeah, they have indeed, Murph. It's been a complete team performance tonight from the Ballarat Miners.
And Lloyd almost has it taken away from him by Waitman. Back across to Malou. And now Jared Molnar. Again, short. Molnar steps back for three. And the rebound comes away of short. He could have raffled it with his teammate there, Jerry Evans Jr. Trishan Fisher to Waitman. They work it around the arc. And eventually they find Fisher open for three.
2 points, Ballarat Miners.
In fact, he had it on the line, so 2 points is all that counts, Kaufman.
Yep.
Tough to see from our position here. Foot just touching the line there. Gibbs gives back across to Jared Molnar. They haven't let up the Miners at all. Molnar drives to the basket, puts it up a little floater. Akuth floats it across to Short, and an easy layup off the glass for that man, Sam Short.
Well, it's another turnover, is it? Harry Gibbs.
Waitman
off
Gibbs. It'll be a Miners ball. It was actually a pretty clever play there by Waitman as the ball was going over. He knew it would be his last touch, so threw it back into Gibbs.
Big Akuth checks out of the game. What a game from the big man. 21 points, 15 rebounds, and about 10 blocks. Murph. A well-deserved rest.
Mitch Donovan checking into the game for his first crack at it tonight. He checks in with 1:47 left in the contest for the SSNA club in Albury. Akuth palms off straight away. Now this is Evans Jr. Palms across to Waitman. Now Dunmore had the hot hand in the third. Lingard goes up, puts it up. Shot clock beat him. Hits the foot there. Gibbs comes up. Kiwani drives to the bucket. Reverse layup. Nice.
2 points good for the Miners.
1:23 remaining in the match. Kiwani moving his total along to 24. Game high tonight. Malou into Jones. And Jones puts it up off the rim. Comes to Kiwani. Kiwani. Evans Jr. Dunmore for three. The kid is hot. 4th three of the night to Dunmore. Zach Dunmore moves to 12 points, Kaufman, coming off the bench.
Yeah, incredible play from Zach Dunmore. He's been lethal off the bench. They haven't needed it, but I'll tell you what, he's contributing.
Mitch Donovan tries to go inside to Manny Malou. And it doesn't come off. However, the Bandits will get the ball back. So last rights of this one, 47 seconds remain in the match. 61-126. Gibbs fakes the three, steps in for through. He doesn't, but off the glass goes Torrin Jones for another couple of points to take his tally to 21. A good game for Torrin Jones in a lot of regards, certainly offensively. Kiwani comes up the floor. Dunmore, can he add a 5th three maybe perhaps to end this game? Waitman. Evans Jr. underneath the rim, puts it up, comes down. Lingard hits the ground hard. And he'll come up with a Bandits ball. 24 seconds remaining in the match.
Torrin Jones has battled hard tonight for the Bandits, Murph. As you said, 21 points to go along with 10 rebounds. So a double-double for him. Fully deserved.
Manny Malou across to Mitch Donovan. Back to Harry Gibbs. Back to Malou for three. Nice way for him to finish. It doesn't. Kiwani, under 5 seconds to go. The Miners will run out the clock. It's been clinical. It's been decisive. They remain undefeated in NBL 1. The Ballarat Miners winners 126. The Southern Vale home Bandits 63. Thanks to the SSNA club in Albury. Jade Golf, what about that performance by the Miners tonight?
Yeah, what a performance, Murph. We're really looking forward to this one tonight. Saturday night hoops at the Lauren Jackson Sports Centre. A marquee matchup, but really, I don't think we expected that. 126 to Ballarat, 63 to the Bandits, and well, now the Bandits know they've got to look at it from the point of view that all right, we know what we're up against now, moving forward, and really, what do you say? Big Denga Kuth. Underneath there, I think he's had a triple-double tonight with points, rebounds and block shots. He was an absolute force in there, but They had a great supporting cast as well. Marquise Coleman with 17, Evans Jr. with 23. What an outfit. That's the best we've seen so far this year. Completely shutting down both Deborah George and Kenja Bosley. No club's been able to do that yet. So really, that looks like the Ballarat Miners. We know they're the real deal, but I think they've got to be firm favourites, for the rest of this NBL 1 competition, Murph, without a doubt.
Well, that's pretty much all for us from the Lauren Jackson Sports Centre. They were just simply too good. The Ballarat Miners, huge victors by 63 points tonight, 126 to 63. Your big scorers on the floor, Kiwani with 24 points for the Miners, alongside with Evans Jr. with 23, 21 to Akuth. And for the home team, the Bandits, Manny Malou with 23 and Torrin Jones with 21. From Steve Murphy and Jade Kolf, thanks for your company, Kolf, man.
Absolute pleasure.
Great work. We'll be back. Couple of weeks break for us. We'll be back in about 3 weeks' time for another home edition of the Southern Vale Home Bandits. Join us then. But for tonight, it was the Ballarat Miners, far too good.